What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the wonderful Arsenio's High Performance Podcast. I'm your host, as always, and today I'm going to be going over a little bit of a framework with you, and this is called R. So we have awe as in AWE, reverence, and enthusiasm. And before I dive into that, I just want to ask you, how are you today? And I just want to share this with you because how was there a way, or how was there a way for you to bring more appreciation and magic and spirit into your life? Well, it's this one right here. So first, let's talk about awe. So I have been diving into astronomy like a ridiculous amount over these last probably, especially 5 days and stuff. And it just made me realize how awe-inspiring this universe and this world truly is, or are. And again, me being that geek now, especially in terms of astronomy, and honestly, the more I learn, the more humble I become about this entire process. Because right now, you are part of an impossible story. Sometimes I think about how much we take for granted just being alive on this tiny little spinning planet in the midst of the observable universe. The odds of us even experiencing existence are almost impossible to comprehend. Out of trillions of galaxies, and again, we do not know about so many other galaxies and whatnot, we're in the Milky Way alone. And here we are in this solar system, alive, aware, breathing, listening, experiencing. We are literally a one in infinity kind of miracle. And I want you guys, especially, okay, on any given night, look up into the stars sometimes. Everything you're seeing is only a tiny fraction of one galaxy, the Milky Way. And even that, just like I said before, is unbelievably massive. But most days, we don't stop long enough to recognize it. Even the light touching our face right now is just mind boggling. I'm talking about light travels at like around 67 million miles per hour, I think. And the sunlight hitting your eyes has traveled across space just to arrive in this moment. And it circles the Earth at an unimaginable speed. And our solar system itself is massive beyond comprehension. I think what is it? The galaxy stretches across 150,000 light years. And beyond that, there are believed to be trillions of galaxies in the observable universe. And when you really pause and think about that, that's how astronomical our existence is. And here you are, simply enjoying this Wednesday. It changes something inside you. Sometimes I look at the trees moving in the wind as I'm doing right now, especially on this beautiful morning. And I just always say the same force that grows those trees exists within you. That same life force, that same creative energy, if you have the courage and the will to use it. See, all this energy, all this light, a planet stable enough to sustain life, orbiting perfectly around our sun. It's incredible. And your story is impossible too. I'm going to hurry up and deviate real quick. Like, understand in about 4.5 billion years, the Milky Way galaxy is going to collide with the Andromeda galaxy. At that time, our sun will have been, what is it, developed into a giant, what is it, a red giant, and then straight into, what is it, a black dwarf. I think there are 4 phases, right? It goes really big. That means it's going to burn everything on planet Earth. It's going to go into a white dwarf and then a black dwarf. All of this will be gone in 4.7 billion years. And it's even crazy to comprehend. We're only here in a perfect life for 100 years. But in 4.7 billion years, everything that you will have created will have been wiped. That's an impossible story. You know what? Your parents had an impossible story too. Their parents had impossible stories. Sometimes I just laugh thinking about, in my own life, me being a guy from Las Vegas who lives in Australia, here living out here in Thailand. My mother came from New Jersey. My father came from the Jim Crow South. And somehow those two beings aligned in Las Vegas to make 4 kids. That is crazy as hell. And guess what? I'm here speaking to you today because those two beings met at the same perfect time at some place and created four of us. One who you're speaking, one who you're listening to right now. That impossibility fills me with awe every single day. Last year, I met one of my students in person for the very first time. Even that moved me deeply. I don't take it for granted whatsoever that we even had the opportunity. Like I don't know how she met me, but next you know, again, we don't speak anymore. But again, like I said, purposeful relationships, once the purpose is achieved, they take a turn. It doesn't necessarily mean that it ends. It means that it doesn't have that same energy anymore. Have you guys ever met those folks before? Purpose energy sounds like a lot what I was talking about just 2 days ago. Like that purpose of me, getting a job and being so this and being such an open book. And now it's like, oh, the purpose has been met. Oh, shit. Yeah, you are a boss. Okay, I'm going to go from 9 to 3. It's okay when the purpose is met. I don't take it for granted, man. That woman who I met through online and taught her, and I knew everything about her family. I saw them face to face. That impossibility right there is unbelievable. She was asking me for 9 months, Thailand, 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 Thailand. When are you free? When are you free? When are you free? I'm like, you ain't coming out here. I hear a lot of people say the same shit, and then they just disappear off my Instagram. But she sure enough did. That's an impossibility in itself. I mean, it's crazy that you're listening to this podcast on a platform that's even fairly new, considering the universe, that technology, that time, and that life, and chance all align for this exact moment. So going back to it, I look out at the sky and the trees while recording this, and I'm still amazed, like a kid, like a geek, at how everything somehow just worked together to bring this very moment. Then you have the R for reverence. Not just awe at the universe, but appreciation and respect for your life this day and the opportunity to live it all. It's a deeper form of gratitude, almost devotional. When you develop reverence for your own life, you naturally begin to have reverence for other people's lives too. You become more empathetic, more patient, understanding. You begin believing in second chances again for yourself and for others. And so I believe that people can create change in their lives. We can become better parents. I can become a better husband. We can everyone can become better wives, husbands, friends, brothers, sisters, spouse, you name it, influences, leaders, people of stronger character. Reverence reminds us not to waste the gift of being alive. And then, of course, that enthusiasm. This is what I love so much. It's kind of like waking up and saying, like Napoleon Hill's Positive Mental Attitude book, okay, am I going to choose PMA or NMA? Am I going to go positive mental attitude or negative mental attitude? We have the freedom of choice. There is something, and it's always about deciding that there is still something worth being excited about. What can you feel enthusiastic about right here, right now, today? It doesn't have to be massive. It's about summoning that in your spirit, a willingness to participate fully in life. Even the things we don't like doing can become meaningful. Okay. If you subtract 3 beings who I've mentioned over the last week, my life is incredible. Over the last crazy things and everything that has happened, well, 2 of them don't pay my bills. 2 of them, I barely say hi, hey, hi, oh, bye. The other one is like, oh, okay, energy has shifted. Okay, I'm more aware. So what I'm going to do when it comes to like enthusiasm, I'm going to be very selective about my enthusiasm and letting people into my life. Got to stop giving them too much. Can't give people too much at the very beginning. Well, of course, my story, not so much your story, but I am that person who generates that energy in the morning. Those questions, what are the primary feelings I want to generate today? Something that I could be grateful for right now in this moment is the best time for me to schedule to re-energize myself today is something that I could get really excited about today is one thing I could do today to improve my overall health, mental health, and physical health is journaling, mental health, physical health. Come on, 100 push-ups. Let's go. If I, and that, that's all related to health. What about what am I going to eat? I already have it in my mind. See, that's the enthusiasm you could wake up with every single day. The willingness to participate hugely in life. And when you have that, even the things that we don't like, again, like I just say, can become meaningful when it's connected to something bigger. I try to bring enthusiasm to difficult conversations, to giving tough love, to hard feedback, to responsibilities. Now, again, that's kind of what I've experienced over the last maybe 1 week. At the same time, I'm like, okay, all right. There ain't no enthusiasm in any of that. So there's a difficult conversation. There's some bullshit feedback, and there are no responsibilities. But those two things right there, okay, cool. I've been given it. There's no enthusiasm. That's cool. You're my boss now. You're not a 9 anymore. You're a 3 now. Everything is short and straight to the point. I'm not letting you in anymore. That's cool. We're back to the factory settings. At the same time, if you decide to open up, I don't know anything about the guy. I just tell, I'm an open book. Like I said, I'm very American, but not anymore. So I bring that enthusiasm to simple things, going to a restaurant, celebrating a birthday, getting my work permit. It's going to be a little crazy, arduous, crazy as journey getting there. But when I get there, what enthusiasm am I going to bring to that amazing guy and the driver, in which all 3 of us are going to go to the Ministry of Labor and collect my work permit. And then after that, I get on the train and I can either go to JJ Market and get a couple of things for my fish, or go straight back home, in which my wife is going to be waiting. And then we go at 3 p.m. What enthusiasm can I bring to Wednesday evening? You see, what can you bring? What can I bring in terms of seeing the baby boy today? All of that matters. All of it's meaningful. Life is not just about the giant milestones. It's the energy you bring into ordinary moments. So practice awe for 5 minutes. Go outside tonight at the light sky. No phone, no distractions. Just stand there and remember how improbable your existence really is. Write down 3 impossible things. Journal about 3 moments in your life in which something had happened so perfectly and it became who you are today. I think that one of the most impossible things that really set me up, well, I would say 2 impossible things from 2006 to 2008. Meeting Satomi, she influenced me to travel to Australia in 2009. That was impossible. Me getting on MySpace after my mother bought a computer and just coming across the server in Japan and randomly messaging 10 different people, 3 of which responded. And I was friends with 3 of them. And Satomi was one of them. The impossibility of that happening in 2006 on that very morning, just before the 2006 World Cup, is astronomical. 2008, randomly messaging people on Skype. I met a then friend. She was very weird. I mean, it seemed very off and stuff like that, but kept in touch with her. She's the one that gave me the job. As egregious as she was, she gave me a job, and I came to Thailand in 2013. If I hadn't met her, could I have gotten a job at that time? See, impossible things. The people you met, the risk you took, the places you moved, the moments you survived. Reconnect with your story. Show that reverence through presence. Slow down during one interaction today and really listen to someone. And treat them as a human being carrying their own impossible story. And bring that enthusiasm. Going to the gym, cooking dinner, cleaning, working. What bigger meaning can I connect with this right here? Bring that energy into it. And that's the thing that you normally do on autopilot. Those 4 things you do on autopilot. If you're cleaning, put on some funk music. If you're working, how can you bring joy right now? How can you improve your energy right then and there? Cooking dinner? Okay, listen to my podcast. Going to the gym, put on some headbanging music and go absolute bonkers like I normally used to do. And at the end of the day, show that gratitude. Before bed, say out loud, I was alive today, and that mattered. I'm your host as always, over and out.